5:30 a.m. Don't hit that snooze button. You don't want to start your day off failing. Get after it. All right, for many of you, it's hump day. For me, it's getting in harder day. Got a little over 4 hours of sleep, but it's just a reason to push a little bit more today. When you push more, you find energy. When you're tired, sleep isn't always the answer, but to keep pushing forward. And if you break through, you'll find energy. So I'm going to go get double digits in right now, 10 miles. Keep pushing. Out here getting some miles in on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I always try to push myself hardest on Wednesday. Every personal record, mostly, that I've done for myself, I done on a Wednesday. It's just I want to push hardest on Wednesday. It's my own double-digit Wednesday. I got to get at least 10 miles in on a Wednesday. You know, the rest of the week I'll get it in when I can and get what I can in. And Wednesday, it's time to go out to war with yourself. And I believe me, I don't want to. I was really mentally battling today when I was leaving. I was like, man, I didn't get much sleep. 10 miles is not an easy, just, I'm gonna go do 10 miles. It's a mental battle. When I'm out here, the pain goes through waves. First, I hit this section, try to get my arms warmed up. But usually when you don't want to go out, when you don't want to do something and you just force yourself to go out there and do it, after a while, for me, after about 20 minutes of being out here, I start getting in the groove and I start going, yeah, I'm glad I forced myself to go out. I'm glad I forced myself to go push myself. And then, your pain starts to happen. Then you start to question yourself. Then your mind starts playing games on you and go, because your mind is programmed to run from suffering. Your mind is programmed to seek comfort. And if you always give in to, actually, it's your flesh that's, listening to your thoughts that are in your mind, but it's your flesh that's always trying to seek comfort. That other voice in your mind, the one that's probably quiet and gets dormant, but if you just listen, you know when you're full of it, when you're slacking, when you're not giving it your all, you may not listen to that voice when you're taking the short route, you may not listen to that voice, but it's there. And if you just call yourself out on your bull, call yourself out on your weaknesses, call yourself out every time you quit something, and just don't think, man. Don't think. The more you think about something, man, it's just your thought. It's a war with yourself. You start thinking too much, and the more you think, the more you lost. When that alarm clock hits, get over here. When that alarm clock hits, I've learned it's very simple. It's very simple. If you just tell your mind beforehand, you already know. When the alarm hits, don't think, just get up. Boom, boom. You don't waste no time. You don't waste no moment. You don't waste What's up, boss? Getting it in. Nah, man, just gonna hit a 10. Ha! Hey, man, you know, gotta get it in. All right, catch you. But what was I saying? Yeah, man, when that alarm hits, just get up. Just get up, because I've learned. You learn when when you hear it, and man, if you think for a moment, 5 seconds, you're already man, you're already a losing battle. Every second you spend time thinking about how tired you are, or should I get up? Even as soon as that thought gets in your head, should I? Man, now it's twice as hard. Don't give that voice. Don't give that voice a microphone. The more you think about something, the more uphill battle it just is to get it done. Just go out and get it. Just go out and do it. If you want to start something, if you want to set a personal goal, if you want to just do it, don't think. It's like the mythical creature, the Cyclops. It's tunnel vision. You know, every great accomplishment is done with focus and tunnel vision. Mediocrity is just trying to be, like Bruce Lee said, I don't fear the man who practices 10,000 kicks one time. I fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. It's because when you put your focus into something and you go head on to it, man, that something is up for a rude awakening. That's like the Cyclops has one eye, and his whole reason for existing and being is to consume, is to eat. He would eat humans, or like there was nothing else. It was just that was his whole purpose. And when you harness that inside you, that inner that beast mentality, that call it beast mode. When you separate yourself and you just focus to the point where you stop thinking, because that thinking is going to play mind games on you. But anyways, speaking of focus, I gotta get to some focus right here, and I gotta push harder. So I'm gonna get back at it. Got a very long way to go, but I'll check back in. Still at it for this fine Wednesday. I'm about I haven't checked my speedometer or the app Strava is what I use to measure how far in the miles, but I'm guessing I'm about 6 miles in, 5 to 6, probably past the halfway mark. But being out here pushing, I see people. They're just walking zombies, just stuck on their phones, looking at their phones, walking. You can see what I'm seeing right now. I see beautiful mountains in front of me. I see a sky. I see trees. It's very important that you disconnect. Somebody asked me, like, wow, you go out pushing, you're out there pushing for 3 hours, 4 hours, and you don't have headphones on, to listen to music. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want any distractions. I want to be here. There's something about it. Something does for your soul. That's why they say walking is a spiritual thing. Walking is good for the soul. Because put your phone down, man. You go to the coffee shop, look around you, watch, see, there's life. Enjoy your coffee and just leave your phone alone for a little bit. It's always going to be there. It's not going nowhere. You can always check, but disconnect. It's important. Out here, you get to think and really find yourself. It's talk about meditation. Meditation is misconception about meditation these days. Everybody thinks you gotta go find some quiet place and cross your legs and om in peace and solitude. That's not meditation. True meaning of meditation means to commune with oneself. Meditation is talking to yourself. It's not thinking in silence. It's not trying to find inner peace. Meditation takes thought. Meditation, you think, and you talk to yourself. A long time ago they say, smart people talk to themselves. I don't know if I'm smart, but sometimes I talk to myself and I think, man, Gabriel, if anybody's seen you, they think you were mad crazy. I'll argue with myself. It's funny, I'll argue with myself. And it's like you separate yourself. And that's how you get to the root of a problem. That's how you find truth. It's like everybody wants to be wise, but nobody wants to take the journey, because the road to wisdom is radical delusions. It's like if you get taught something, you have a college professor that teaches you something, and if you just take what he says and run with it and go, everybody wants to sound smart. They hear something and they repeat it like a parrot. It's not wisdom. That's just being a parrot. Anybody can be a parrot. You hear something and then you pawn it off as your own. You go tell the next person, and you think you sound smart because you just heard something on a podcast, or you read something in a book, and you think, oh, I'm smart, I got knowledge. Yeah, but you want true wisdom. And the way to wisdom is to question what you hear. When you hear your professor tell you something, don't take it off as fact and value. Go home and question it. Do I believe that? Because all that matters is what you believe. Fact is overrated. There's no fact. There's no such thing as all this scientific fact. In fact, science changes all the time. Roger Bannister was the first man to run a 4-minute mile. And science said it was not physically possible for a man to run a mile in under 4 minutes, because no one has ever done it before. Up until that point, 1953, no man has ever, recordedly, that is, recordedly, no man has ever run a mile in under 4 minutes. And science said couldn't be done. Roger Bannister ran the mile in under 4 minutes. And after he did it, 2 months later, someone else beat his record. And after that, the following year, there was like, I'm not accurate on the number. There's like 1,000 people within the next couple years, or next few years, or hundreds of people. Maybe it may have been hundreds that broke that record, because all it took was one man to believe that he can do something, and then science gets shattered, Everybody puts science on this pedestal, that science is this God. Well, I got a question. What about the placebo effect? Where's science and all that? Can't figure that one out, can they? You telling me if you believe that this sugar pill, if I just believe that this sugar pill will work, you telling me that my body will heal? That transcends science. That transcends fact. So back to what I was saying before about questioning. When you hear something, question it. Argue with yourself. Rip it apart. Rip it apart. I'll argue with myself both sides of the fence. I'll be going back and forth teeter time. I'll be like, yeah, you know what? I agree with him. He's right. He's right. He's right. Yeah. And then I'll be like, no, Gabriel, nah, he ain't right. And then I'll rip it apart like a lawyer. You're splitting yourself into two lawyers, the defendant and the prosecutor. And through that friction, through that chaos, through that arguing with yourself on whether what you just heard, do you believe that? Now you get true wisdom, because now you didn't just gain knowledge. You didn't just hear something from a teacher. But now you believe it personally. And that, it's like, a mechanic. If I have this little engine and I hand it to you, and you just go hand it to somebody else and say, here's an engine. You gotta, if you can if you rip that engine apart and break it down piece by piece and then put it back together, now you're a mechanic. You're not a mechanic just because, you can deliver an engine. Just because somebody passed something along to you and you repeat it. Question. So everybody's so easily persuaded. Everybody's so gullible, it seems, man. Everybody, stop watching the news, man. Everybody believes everything the news says. The news is just bad news. I'm not trying to get political, but come on, it is called television programming. It's just programming, man. It's just it's an agenda. It's propaganda. There's always something behind. There's always, in the Wizard of Oz, there's always somebody behind the curtain, man. So just question things. Disconnect from your phone. Take a walk. Take a stroll. Think about anything. Find yourself. People are so sad these days. They don't know themselves. Get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. Look in the mirror. Ask, who are you? Who is this person? Because once you get to know yourself, you can get to love yourself. And if you can get to love yourself, you can get to love others. Because you can't truly love others until, how are you going to help somebody if you ain't even willing to help yourself? You know what I mean? That's why they say, make your bed first thing in the morning. Get your life in order. Get your house in order. Everybody wants to go protest, but you got to get your life in order. You know what I mean? If your life in order, how are you going to help anybody else if your life is in chaos? So, I'm out here pushing, getting these miles in. I got 10 to do, 10 to finish, and then I get to go on with my day. So, I'll keep you guys informed. If you click on my YouTube follow, it's really encouraging to keep me pushing, and encourage you to keep pushing. So keep pushing. All right, just finished my 10 miles. Took me 3.5 hours on a little over 4 hours of sleep, but I feel more energy now than when I started. So I'm gonna get my day started and keep it going. Keep pushing, all right? Keep pushing.